Hi, everyone. Bill Fairman, Carolina Capital Management. I'm here with Wendy Sweet
Hello.
and Jonathan Davis.
Hi.
So, what we're going to talk about quickly is what's going on in the market and how it's affecting us and everyone else around it. And this thing is changing hourly.
Right. On the real estate side, right?
If not daily.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Minute by minute. It's crazy.
Right. Absolutely. So, there's a lot of panic going on. First thing that we're doing is we're keeping our social distance.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
we were all scrubbed down before we got
really did.
close together. We had our Purell wipes for all of our tables and chairs and microphone. Right off the top, I heard on the way in that the stock market has lost all the gains that it's gotten in the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's insane.
Within a couple of days.
Glad I'm not in it.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that, for those who, it's not your only investment. I'm glad that you diversified.
Yeah,
sure.
that's why you should diversify, right?
But if you're looking at single companies, the essential industries, where are the stocks going up? Costco, was it BJ's?
Kleenex, toilet paper.
Amazon is going up a bit because there's a lot of people ordering online.
Right.
Your healthcare stocks are actually going up.
Maybe the conspiracy is Amazon caused all of this.
Your pharmaceutical stocks are going up.
Right.
All of those, what they figure is essential industries.
Yes.
Right. And by the way, another essential industry is housing, because while people need food, they also need shelter.
That's right. That's right. And in this business, that's where we're providing
affordable housing. Yes.
So anyway, and I'm not beating our chest,
but he's beating his chest.
We took the conservative approach last year when we changed our model. We knew, and we're involved in several high-level masterminds, and we're meeting with people from all over the country that are in the same industry that we're in. And there was a poll taken at each one of these is how many people felt like, in their markets, was there more on the upside of the real estate market or more to the downside at that point?
Right. Yeah.
And the vast majority said that they're at or close to the peak in their markets.
And we've been preparing for this black swan event or any black swan event, something
not
that
this
we
one
can't
particularly,
control.
but just
So, even with Freedom Founders that were a member of that mastermind, we did a stress test in January. Thank you, Lord. And really got a handle on, what we would need to do if something like this happened. We were already sitting in a good position, and now we're even stronger there.
But that was business wise. That's running a small business.
Right.
On our investment side of things, we turned the ship
last January,
and we were only going to be focused on the residential affordable housing. And what do we mean by that? Our average loan size now is $158,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it'll be even lower for the 2020.
So really what we're focused on lending is two places. We still do multifamily, but again, it's going to be in the affordable housing side of things. When we do make the larger loans into the multifamily, we are doing participations with other lenders.
Right.
So we don't have to carry the whole load.
Right.
So in most cases, we're only going to be in it for 30% or less, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say between 30 and 50%, but most of them are around 30 or less. Yeah.
And then on the single family side, now we have those loans 100%, but it's the old adage, I'd rather have, 5 $100,000 loans than one $500,000.
Correct.
While the work is a lot more on our side, because now we have to do 5 loans. The defensive mechanism is there is that, if one goes bad, we still have 4 that are working. Right.
So, and in the interest of time, because we really only have 10 minutes to go on this, and I just wanted to make sure that we talk about some of the things that we're seeing as of today. We have one particular lender that we were sending a lot of loans to, and there's 10 loans in our pipeline that we can't do. And those are the long-term buy and hold property stuff that these lenders aren't doing because they were lending from institutional money or Wall Street money. And
that has now stopped.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. What do you see going on there?
Yeah. I mean, we see a lot of national lenders, national aggregators taking the pause button, taking the wait and see approach,
which is making the interest rates
go
up a little bit.
Yeah, and you see a little bit of, I wouldn't, freeze is too strong of a word, but a slowdown in the secondary market sales, which is just buying and selling of originated loans
that are already in place.
Yeah, so you're seeing that slow down. And one of the things that I think we were careful to position ourselves was to not be reliant on one or a couple national lenders or lines of credit. We have we don't leverage our fund. We don't do any of that.
We had lots of people courting us, but we didn't do it. And I'm so glad that we didn't, right?
Yeah, because, the example I was talking with someone earlier is, they always question, well, why wouldn't you want to 10x your business utilizing our capital?
Feed that machine.
Why, because, to 10x a business, you have to add employees, you have to add all this infrastructure, you have to add all these things. And my question for them now is, those people who 10x their company utilizing their capital that is now on pause,
right?
What does that do to them now?
They're dead in the water.
Yeah.
What does that do? In the water.
So on the borrower side of things, you're looking at it this way. If you're buying portfolios or individual homes that you're going to hold long term, you are probably going to have a lower leveraged amount, meaning you're going to have to bring more money to the table.
Right. You're not going to be getting those 80-90% loans.
Yeah, you're going to have a lower loan to value, and they're going to want to see that you have, based on the number of properties that you have already,
money to make those payments.
They want to make sure that you have the reserves, because they know there's going to be bumps in the road with everything shutting down and people are going to have a hard time making their payments. Are you going to be able to make their payments while your tenants are not?
Yeah.
And speaking of tenants, one of the things that I did this morning was I emailed my property manager on the properties that I own. And my question was, every property, what is the occupation of all those tenants?
And it's a great question. It's a great question.
Yeah, because,
do they work for a hotel? Are they a bartender?
Am I going to be expecting no payments? I mean, what's the expectation? And to know that is reassuring for me, because I don't want to just not get a payment. I want to kind of know that in advance, prepare for it. So if you all have properties, know that. If you have property managers, ask them that.
That's right. And I'm a big Airbnb fan. I have several of them that are all sitting there empty right now. And I thank God that, I have the wherewithal to make those payments and keep them going. I'm going to drop my nightly rate down to $50 a night and just see, what I can get booked. But we get a lot of sporting events, all the weddings. Those are the reasons why people were traveling, and all of it was canceled. And I mean, I literally spent all last week just with 5, 6, 10 cancellations every day. And it's disheartening, but I know that this too shall pass.
Yeah, it's short term. Now, at the same time, I'm thinking, if you have long-term tenants and you're a Section 8 landlord, you're in
good shape. A great time to love Section 8 stuff, right?
I'm in the process of rehabbing some properties to make them.
That's right.
Section 8. I mean, I wish they were already done. But,
that's right. And then that's a good reason to do that. It's also a great opportunity to be picking up houses right now, because there's a lot of people backing out, because these smaller lenders that are, somebody might have $100,000 or $200,000 in a self-directed IRA. They're lending that money out on their own to a lot of different investors. Those people aren't lending. They're hoarding their cash. Right. So now they're calling us.
Yep.
Well, not to mention the institutional lenders are cutting back a little too.
Yeah. And then
they're getting it from all sides.
That's right. And then we've got other companies like, some insurance companies that we're selling stuff to that saying, hey, load us up. We've got money. We're putting it out there.
And those are backed by premiums, not by institutional capital.
That's right.
Which is a very different
That's
animal.
a different underwriting box.
And what happens is, on the hedge fund side of things, people are wanting their cash back. So they have to give them their money.
Right.
And then on the more conservative insurance plays, that's where they're putting their money.
That's right.
And now they have all this extra capital they have to put to work.
That's right. So this is where the tortoise and the hare are in a race, and we've been the tortoise. We're not sexy. We're vanilla. There's nothing exciting about what we do. We're very conservative. And at this point, that's the place to be, right?
Yeah. And I want to say one last thing before we end this. It's been a long time since the last downturn. there's plenty of people that have completely forgotten what had happened.
That's right.
Mhm.
And the people that got hurt the most were the ones that were over leveraged. There's nothing wrong
correct.
with debt during this time,
right.
especially long-term fixed with low interest rates. You know what your payments are going to be. Your biggest issue is, can you survive a few months without having payments in all your properties,
Right.
not
Yeah.
just one or two of them?
That's right.
Okay. But if you're way over leveraged, there's not a lot of room for maneuvering there. And that's where you're going to get hurt.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and there might be opportunity in, I guess, people or LLCs or whatever they are that have bought a lot of rental properties or properties in general, who we wouldn't say they're over leveraged, but they are asset rich and cash poor. Right now, you can probably pick up some good prices on some rental units just because people are uncertain about, will my rent be paid? And if my rent isn't paid, that's my income that I live off of. That's what I pay my debt with.
That's right.
Like, so they're going to be looking perhaps to be gathering some cash and quickly.
I was going to say this might be a good time also to explore owner financed properties.
And that's another great
And
point.
they may want to cash out, and you can offer them lower price on
Oh,
buying.
that's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
If
have
you
some
already have
occasionally.
seller, that's one. So, so if you already have seller financing in place, it's be a great time to cash them out, get a discount and run. That is a really,
All
really
right.
well said there,
We've
bro.
reached our limit, so we'll be back soon. Don't forget, CarolinaHardMoney.com is our website if you want any further information. Isn't that
On it.
magical?
Yeah, we're special.
Anyway,
Knew
y'all have a
exactly
great
where it was
day.
going to be.
We'll see you soon.